Hello, welcome back to Crystal's Crafty DIYs. Today I have 4 videos, all with patriotic flowers. That's pretty much the theme. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Today I finally have the full video on how I made these patriotic flowers out of the lays from the Dollar Tree. Obviously they're patriotic. These ones are the star ones that you're seeing right now. And I'm just going through them. Obviously I took them off the lay. And I'm pulling them apart by color. And then now I'm going to show you how I made the star picks. I just get 2 out each color. I get a white wire, and then simple as that. Put hot glue, put the wire in, and then sandwich it together. And I just repeat that for each color. And simple as that. I got a lot. I didn't even use half of it, but I still got a lot of picks out of making this. Just something simple that you can add to your flowers, you can add to your wreaths. I mean, sky's the limit. I used them in a lot of DIYs. And now we have the flower lay. I took it apart just like I did with the star ones, and then now I zoomed it in so you can slowly see me put it together. So I obviously put it through and I pinch it at the top, and that's pretty much it. You're just pinching, pull, like you put a little hot glue underneath, you pull it up, pinch it, and go to the next one. With the wire at the top for the first one, I did like curl it, so it tucked it in so it wouldn't come through, just to give it a little some more security so it wasn't poking at the top. Yeah, see I have a little circle kind of, yeah. I already pre-did that. Sorry, I didn't have that recorded. But yeah, so just hot glue, pinch it up, and just add the next one. And obviously just repeat this twice, 2 of each color, alternated them. Now you will see this repeat a couple times in this video, just so you understand how I did it. And I just put a little hot glue at the top, pull the first one up, pinch it, and then I just continue doing the same thing. You just put a little hot glue underneath, bring it up, and then pinch it together. Sometimes if you ever see me, and I do this with a lot of my projects, if you see me bring it up to the light, I'm seeing if there's any string from the hot glue. But yeah, this whole video is pretty much going to be repeating a lot. Just slowly doing the flowers. They were very easy. Once I got the hang of it and figure out what I wanted to do, it was a breeze. It was really easy. I hope you liked this video. I hope this broke it down and you guys can understand how I made these flowers. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me down in the comments. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make my mini trees that I do. So I have Dollar Tree buckets. I have red ones and blue ones. So I have these white trees as well. So I could try to make it patriotic. And I keep all my rolls to all my ribbon. I have like a basket here in my craft room that I keep. So that's what I'm using to put in there. And it's nice to have like the small tight ones because then the tree could fit in there really good. So that's what you see right now. I'm pushing that down inside the buckets. And then I was thinking if I need to maybe have more support, but I just went for it, as you can see. So I just put glue in there and I hold it, and then I use the branches to wrap around the handle so it supports it to stay up, and I add more glue to secure it better. I will, in a minute, I'm going to also add some rocks to help weigh it all down as well. So these rocks, you can get these bags of rocks at the Dollar Tree for like $1.25, sometimes like $1.75, I think at the most. It all depends on what type of rock as well too. So I just pour in to see how much I feel like I need. I put a little bit in glue in there. It kind of secures it. I have put like clear school glue, and that's helped. It just takes a couple of days to dry though. But yeah, you just eyeball it, see how much you feel like you need, move it around, add a little bit of glue, just secure it a little bit. And that's pretty much what I just do here. I'm moving the branches around so I can get in there, add what I can in there. See if it needs more. Do I need to take some out or add more in the other one? I try to keep about the same consistency in both of them. Okay, now I have, I already had circles cut out in some old boxes, so it worked out good. So I just used another pot that I had, one of those metal pots that were on the table earlier. And I just obviously made a circle. What I'm gonna do, as you can see there too, I'm making a little circle because that's where the tree will go. So I'm gonna cut to go through so then I can wrap it around the tree. So now this will enclose it. So I have the weight now to weigh it down to keep the tree still between gluing it, adding that leftover roll of ribbon at the bottom, the rocks, and then glue, and then now I'm gonna put this on top to secure it all. So if it happens to get tipped over or fall, it's nothing's gonna come out of it. So I just cut it until it adjusts so it fits pretty good. Now I'm going to the other one, doing the same thing to the other one, just cutting around the circle that I made on it, and then I'll make a slit to go up the middle and cut that little circle out and do the same thing. I'll put it around the tree, adjust it, to make it fit the best I can, and then once I have it the way I need it, then I'll glue it. Okay, so now I have it the way I want it. So I'm just holding it so it doesn't move. So I'm gonna glue it with hot glue, piece by piece. Yeah, just going around. Wherever I could put a little bit of hot glue, I put it. And then once I'm done with this part, then I am gonna put moss on top. So you won't just see the cardboard, don't worry. If I end up getting any like glue that spills over, that's what I was using my Cricut tool with. But just going around. Even if there's a little space between the rim of the bucket and then the cardboard that I have there, I'm putting glue in there so it keeps it all nice and tight, even if the cardboard's not completely on the edge. And I'm just gonna repeat the same thing to the next tray. Same thing, just hold it, go around piece by piece and just add hot glue. Hold it, give it a couple seconds to like kind of cure, basically. And just take my time and just go around. Now I have the cardboard all glued to the bucket. Now I'm getting out my moss, and it's always in chunks, so I like to cut it up into small pieces so it's easier to work with. So you just add a little bit of hot glue, and the things on my fingers are finger protectors. You can get those at the Dollar Tree. My mother-in-law has gotten them, I think, at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, which I think you can obviously get it from there too, since they're craft stores, but I'd never bought them from there. I did hear that they are a little expensive. They're only $1.25, maybe $1.50 at Dollar Tree, and I think you get 6. It's been a while since I've gotten some. But yeah, they definitely do help, for sure. So you don't burn your finger. Because there's plenty of times where I'll just go in with my finger and I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, so that's what I have on my fingers. But anyway, back to the project. So I just put a little bit of glue, obviously put the moss down, section by section. And then once I've going around the whole thing, I'll go back and see if there's any like little holes that I need to fill in. And also too, you'll see me trim it as well. Because you gotta think too, if it's too long and I trim it, I could use that moss, you know? It's gonna go on the table, I put it right back on that plate. I don't waste any moss. I use all of it if I possibly can. So you just take your time and add the glue. You could put as much as you want, you could put as little as you want, whatever you like for your project. Okay, so I know you guys probably seen this already 100 times, I'm sorry, but just in case you haven't, these are the ornaments that I made for these trees I'm making, so I figured I would add them in here. Now these are from the Lays from the Dollar Tree. I'm telling you, I'm going to buy them. You can use them for everything. They have them in every color too. And at first I thought I was going to use, they had like the glitter, I don't know what you would call them, but it's kind of like glitter, but it's not. But they had those on the, yeah, you can see the silver thing right there. They had those on the lay, but I thought maybe I would use them, but I end up not using them. So you basically just take the clothespin, you put a flower on one side, hot glue, flour, flip it over, do the same thing. And then I pick the side I like, and I end up putting a wooden star on the top, on whatever side I felt was the prettiest. And I just repeat that between obviously the white, red, and blue. And I think I might have done 8 total for each tree. Okay, so now we're all done making our ornaments. Now we're going back to our trees. I let that glue sit for a couple of minutes where I made the ornaments. And now I'm just trimming up any excess moss that I have. And now I'm seeing if do I want to add, I do measure this around because I wasn't sure if I wanted to use this ribbon or not. I think at first I wrapped it around and trimmed it. I ended up not using it, but it doesn't, I'll still end up using it. It won't go to waste. But I just flip up my trees. And I decided I wasn't going to use that blue ribbon. But I do have a bag of 4th of July Patriotic ribbon. So I do have that as well. So I just fluff up the trees, make them look pretty, nice and full. Get them all nice and open. These trees at the Dollar Tree, you can do so much with them. I mean, it's crazy. And they work so well with any craft that you do with them. You could do even swags. You could like put them upside down. I've done those as Christmas gifts. The sky's the limit on these little trees. And they do them even like every color too, which is great. Every holiday. So I add patriotic bows. I've been using them on my projects this season. I really like them. They were really cheap. I got like 40 of them for like $10 off of Amazon. It was a great deal. And they're great size too. They're not too big and they're not too small. So I decorated all my trees with all the ornaments I made. Seeing if I need to add anything else. Now we're all decorating the trees. Look how pretty. Now I feel like I needed something else on the buckets. I love the red, but I feel like I needed something else. So I went through my stash of ribbon that I had in my bag of patriotic ribbon. And I like this brown one. It was just like just enough pop of Patriotic colors, and then I like the brown tone on it. So I just measured it, glued it on. I think it was like perfect touch, exactly what it needed. Now I know I said I didn't want to use the blue ribbon that I had. It almost has these little like bubbles on them. I don't know what kind of ribbon it's called, but I ended up using the red. So I did contemplate myself from earlier. But so I did go around. The most covered majority of the box that I used, the poster board I used, but I don't know. I just felt like I needed a little something to clean it all up at the like right at the bottom of the tree and like at the top of the bucket, basically. You'll see it in close-up pictures at the end. So I just measured and I went around, and that was pretty much it, though. I know I did have the blue, but maybe the blue was too much. I think that's what it was too. I think the blue was too poppin', and I think the red it was just perfect. And then there you go. In this video, I'm pretty much just putting my flowers, just sorting for Patriotic theme, and I'm adding my red, white, and blue with the greenery. And I made these hexagon, I guess you can call them like lanterns. So what I did was I took 2 hexagon each, the mirrors from the Dollar Tree, and then I took wooden dowels and I put a dowel on each corner of the hexagon. And then obviously that's how I put it together with hot glue and wood glue. And then I use plastic little bowls for the top. And then I always save my rolls to my ribbon. And that's what that circle is at the top of that bowl. And then I made my own handle. And they've been holding up. I made these like 2 years ago. And then at the bottom, I did paint that mirror so it wouldn't reflect too much. And plus I needed to put styrofoam and stuff like that down there on the bottom anyway. But I did leave the mirror, I didn't paint the mirror at the top. So it kind of reflects, because sometimes I could put a fake candle in there too, and it's pretty when it reflects off the mirror at the top. If anybody wants me to make, I can make another one. If you guys want to see how I made it, I have no problem with that. But yeah, I made these like 2 years ago, way before I recorded. So pretty much I like to decorate I use them as decor, obviously, and I change out the flowers for each season. And that's pretty much what I'm just doing here. I'm just going around and adding my red and blue and white. I always have a white flower that stays in there. I have these beautiful white flowers that I got a long time ago, and I kind of leave them in everything that I have. Oh, that's my cat, Leo. He's always very curious of what mommy's doing. Especially when it's flowers, because he thinks he can play with them. Yeah, see? He thinks he can take when I trim them, he thinks he can take the stems. He'll pick them up and take them and run with them. Too much. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I do. Yeah, see, I do use some Patriotic flowers as well. I got them at the Dollar Store like a couple years ago, but they still have some this year as well. But that's pretty much it. Simple as that. You just add what you like, take away if you don't like it, because I think even in one picture you'll see that I added these white they have like little balls on them, but it's like a pick, and at first I was like, oh, maybe it needs a little bit more white, and I put them in there, and then I'm like, no, that looks more like winter, not like spring, which this was for. I started this in May. So, and simple as that. Yeah, see here, those were little ball things I was talking about. I did leave it in one and kept it out of the other one to see if I liked it. And I did take a picture of it because I wanted to show everybody, you know, you never know until you like sit on it for a night or so. And that was pretty much it. In this video, I made these cards, and I actually want to give a shout out to Crafty Beach. She's on YouTube, she's on all the platforms, and I really love a lot of her ideas. And she made these cards, and I made them too. And I did record it, and I hope I did it justice, just as good as she did them. And I made them back in Easter time, so I do have the video if you guys want to see it. I think I'm gonna put it together and put it out so you guys can see it. And I decorated them for spring, Easter, and then now I'm using them again for Patriotic. I do my Patriotic from, I do it for May, June, and July. And then I'll do, I do decorations for August. I do beachy coastal farmhouse, just so I have a little bit of summer in here too before I start doing fall. So pretty much I'm doing a lot of the smaller flowers in this because it is a cart, so it's not that big. So I do a lot of the little flowers that I have, and I just take my time and see what I have. And obviously you use red, white, and blue. And you might see those, I have a bag of the glitter, sorry, can't talk. The glitter stars right there, the foam ones. And I'll go in with those too. I'll add those in there as well too. Now there's those glitter stars I was talking about. And I also sometimes use the dowels at Dollar Tree too. You can get them in the food aisle. I always buy packs of those. You can use those as picks if you don't have any stems left over from other flowers. But I always keep those too, as you can see. Well, it's to my right, but me looking at the video. But I have a sauce can right there that I keep all my leftover stems from my flowers. So you can make little picks like this. So it makes it a lot more easier when you have little stuff like this. My leg was getting a little loose, so I had to glue it back on. But yeah, I mean, I love this idea. Thank you to Crafty Beach Lady. She made this idea. I love the idea. It was so cute. The only thing that I think I did a little bit different was on the little sign that comes from the, obviously at the top. I did add for Easter, I added bunnies. And then, and now you'll see in this video too, I'm gonna add wooden red and blue stars. So I have Velcros on there so I can change it out each season, which I think was a little bit, like, was like my touch, something different to make it more like me, because I did get the idea from somebody else. But yeah, here's the wooden stars that I'm gonna add. Trying to decide which ones I like. I have bags of all my Patriotic stuff to keep it all organized. That's the way I keep it organized. So here's the what you can get all this stuff too at the Dollar Tree. That container I'm using, and then you can get all the Velcro pieces. They have the circle, they have square, they have all different shapes, so it helps with these little projects like this. Just something little simple. Also, let me know down in the comments if you guys like this view. If you like this view, this is kind of like a cross for me. You're looking that way. Or I could flip it and turn it over top of me. I really would like to know what works best for you guys, how you guys can see what I'm doing the best way. I'm still learning, so I'm figuring this all out, and I was just curious. And that's pretty much it. I hope you like this project. Thank you for watching. And here's a recap on all the projects that are in this video. I hope you enjoyed them all. Like, comment, share, and thank you for watching.